So the kid's father, Genghis Khan's father, dies, right? So now it's just Genghis Khan, his brother, and then he's got a half-brother.
He's got two of those.
Two of those.
Two stepbrothers.
Two stepbrothers, and Genghis Khan's mother.
Yeah.
Okay? So Genghis Khan's mother, very, very tough lady.
Yeah.
The society back then, Mongolian society, even though they would rape women all day, the women had the mothers and wives had the ear of the chieftains and the leaders. They would consult with them for advice. They weren't just like, cook my dinner, bitch. They were more like, tell me what to do.
And this is eventually what led to the downfall of Mongols, is they let the women talk too much.
It's just what it is. 14. So what happens is the mother is taking them through the plain, through the steppes. They are nomads. They don't have you have to understand, Genghis Khan was an actual, he was a like a king with his father, like in their little area. He was royalty, and now the kid goes to just being poor.
Right.
He's a pauper, got nothing. They have no wealth. They have nothing to trade. So the mom has to take them on the steppes just with their tents out, and then they have to hunt for their food, pick berries, all that stuff.
Because their tribe just abandoned them.
Completely abandoned them because now they have no dad and they're done.
Yeah.
So this is where Genghis Khan really starts to become this, kind of grizzled guy that's just strong and tough and can do anything because the kid's just protecting his mother.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of Italian in him because he's just protecting his mother.
Yeah.
At all times, he loves his mother.
Yeah.
So what happens is one of these stepbrothers is kind of like just being a little bit of a dick. He's a little older, and he's a little bit of just like pushing Genghis Khan and his brother around a little bit, being kind of an asshole. They steal a fish. They have a fish. Genghis Khan went and got a fish for his mother. And then this older stepbrother takes the fish. So what they do is he's sitting on a rock, the stepbrother's sitting on a rock eating the fish. Now, they're only 12 years old. And Genghis Khan goes behind him with a bow and arrow, and the other brother goes in front of him with the bow and arrow, and they just tattoo this kid with 2 arrows from the front and the back, which is very cowardly for Mongolian society because he just put 2 arrows right in the back of the kid. But the mother flips out. She's so mad at Genghis Khan. She's so upset because she's like, I can't believe, even though it's not her kid, she's like, you killed this kid. That's awful. That was your father's son. Because back in those days, they would just allow, this kid was from Genghis Khan's father, Yasuge. That was just his secondary wife.
Yeah.
So he had a main wife.
Yeah.
Who had Genghis Khan, and then he just had his secondary wife, which was allowed. We call that what?
Yeah.
A gumare.
Yeah, or in Asia, they call it a gumale.
Yeah, gumale.
A gumale.
A gumale.
It was a gumale.
So they were allowed to have gumales, and there's a little bit, I'm getting married in here, and there's a little bit of what I'd like to just introduce, a little bit of Mongolian society into the marriage.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do.
Yeah. Also, there was rumors that the kid was hoarding food and hiding it from the rest of the family.
Was.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 2 hours in the back for that.
Yeah, you're going to get 2 hours in the back if you're not giving my mother her food, if you're mistreating Ma.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did. He took that kid out. Stepbrother got one in the back of the head.
But the mother, her name was Hoelin. Hoelin was the mother. She
was a hole?
She was Hoelin.
Hoelin.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That was her name. So she said later on, she was like, because here's another interesting thing. A lot of the histories that we have of the Mongolians today, it was only discovered from this secret history that was written by the Mongolians like 200 years later.
Yeah.
So there's not actually, these people didn't really take notes.
No, they didn't take
on their
notes.
life.
No, they were riffers. They winged it like we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were chat GPT'd it.
They were chat GPT'd it. They didn't really have notes.
So, but what the mother said was, though, is that she said that even though that was wrong, she knew there was something different about my little Genghis.
Yeah.
She knew that little Genghis was really, because a lot of the Genghises at that time, have no souls, but he really had no soul.
Yeah. He was also born with, supposedly, according to the secret history of the Mongols, he was born with, a blood clot on his hand or whatever, and they thought that was a good omen, that he was going to be somebody. He was going to grow up to be somebody. But thank God this kid didn't grow up in a black or Italian neighborhood, or else he would have been teased every day, because his mom's name was literally Ho-Lun.
Ho-Lun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would just be, your mom. Where's your mom? Is the Ho coming to pick you up?
Yeah.
That'd be tough to have your mom named Ho.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's
hold
tough.
on a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So the kid kills his brother, and then
he was only 12. He got his first body.
He got his first body, which is nice. Those are nice numbers. That's like Chicago gang numbers.
Yeah, that is good.
That's nice.
And also, he let people know right there and then, you don't fuck with Genghis Khan.
Don't mess with Genghis Khan. Don't mess with Genghis Khan.
He's set the groundwork like, I'm the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then what happens is he then, they go on, they kill this kid. Maybe they ate him. I honestly don't know. They killed the kid. They're still on the steps. They're looking for a place to settle. And Genghis Khan is getting older. He's like 15, 16. They get raided by because Mongolian was just all warring clans. Yeah. Today it's a unified Mongolia. Back then it wasn't. It was just all warring clans. It was just groups of different types of Chinggises.
Yeah.
Running around.
Yeah.
So
they go chingleberries.
Yeah, exactly. So he then gets captured by one of them, by this, fierce leader. But again, they see something tenacious in him and they don't want to kill this kid.
Yeah, so he gets captured actually by the clan that left his mom. They hear about this kid. They hear that he's rising up, and they go and they're like, let's go capture him. So he gets captured by them.
He gets captured by the people that eventually gave up on him.
Yes,
you're saying, right?
Yes. So that his own people,
right,
go and capture him. The ones that left his mom,
right? His
dad died, and they capture him and they put him in a fucking wood vice.
It was called a Kong,
yeah,
a Kongue. It was called a Kong. They put him to humiliate him. This is what they would do to prisoners back then. They wouldn't kill you or beat you or make you a slave. They would just put you in this piece where your arms are out like this and you can't move the head. And then it just predates just cans at the end of that. Yeah. I mean, because they just got the pole like that.
Maybe that's where they got the strength.
Yeah, that's the strength. And then if they just throw a bunch of cans in, then the kid's got about $20.
Yeah.
So they have him in this contraption.
Yeah.
And the leaders are just making fun of him. They're just abusing him besides one guy. There's one guy's name is Sorkin Shira, and he's a guy who he just liked this kid, Genghis Khan. He just was like, I see something tenacious in this kid, even though he's one of the elites. He's one of the, he's like, and he's supposed to be making fun of him and abusing him. He doesn't. He kind of helps him. He gives him soup, and he really is kind to him. And that's going to come back big later on, because make no mistake, Genghis Khan is taking names.
Yes.
Okay? So if you crossed him, he was going to kill you big.
He was big on loyalty. Big
on loyalty. And it's funny, the way that they would kill you back then, a lot of time there was a lot of pride in it. They wouldn't, if you get killed in battle with bow and arrow or sword, it's what it is. But if you were like the top chieftain or whatever and you were still alive,
did you get boiled?
Well, they would boil you, but only after they decapitated you. So that was nice of them.
That was nice.
They would cut the head off and then just put the body in there.
Yeah, they just treated you like a chicken on a holiday.
It's just nice of them.
It's just what they did.
So Mongolian barbecue is very good.
Yeah, it's very good.
So, but what they would do is they would take their best wrestler, like Genghis Khan could wrestle, his brother could wrestle. These kids were wrestlers, and what they would do, they had a nice little move. They would get you in some kind of nice wrestling move, and they would break your back.
Ooh.
That's how they would kill you. They knew how to snap the spine, and they were big on lifting you up and snapping your spine over a rock or a knee. It's just what it is.
These guys had farm boy strength. They were living out there in the wilderness. This was a different type of strength.
Yeah, they were different. They would,
and it's funny because they were all squeaks.
Absolute squeaks.
They were squeaks, but they were like little muscles.
Yeah, and actually in war, if they found you, if you were still alive, and they would measure your body up, and if you were taller than the axle rod of like the cart that they had, they would kill you, because they only wanted squeaks. They only wanted people who were shorter in stature, or they only wanted, if you were smaller than that, you were probably a kid and they could raise you. So if you were too tall from the other team, they would just kill you.
Yeah, because their whole society was based on horseback. They started teaching these kids how to ride horses from 2 years old. So they basically wanted you to be the size of a jockey. So these were just like strong little jockeys rolling up on you. They were little squeaks. They were getting invaded by squeaks.
Little squeaks, little mosquitoes, where you just like, get these fuckers off me.
Yeah.
And what they were and you've probably read about this, they were so amazing at horseback riding and shooting arrows. They had the ability, because they were given horses at 2 years old, they had the ability to ride this horse as fast as it could, 30, 40 miles an hour, take their hands completely off the saddle and just hit you with arrows and turn their body all the way around. And as they're riding away, they would be shooting arrows back at the enemy. So there was no way for the enemy to hit them. They could only hit the enemy, and it was nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.